Terrell Bernard is mugging that A gap on the weak side of this run, opposite of where they're actually going to run the ball. And of course, the Bills did this a lot, mainly in the second half, to get one-on-ones, because instead of having these guys up front work combinations to the second level, they're like, we're going to make that decision quicker so that we can get, especially to the play side, we can get some one-on-ones. But as you can see, they mugged the A gap to the three technique side. The Falcons run against it and cut it back up the field for the big play. But again, you do get some missed tackles on this play as well. So at the point of attack, there's a combination block on Deon Walker, and then that guy is going to go get wrapped. But as they mugged Terrell Bernard, look at how he gets cut off. And this is where I don't like the answer that the Bills are using here. You're putting an undersized linebacker in the A gap, wanting him to stack and shed and hold his point of attack against a zone blocker by the Falcons, and you see he gets worked to the play side and reached, and that gives a cutback lane for Bijan, and all he has to do is hit it and, of course, run the daylight. Bad angle from Cole Bishop, bad structure and answer by the Bills up front, and it cost them for an 81-yard touchdown.
The Falcons changed the math by running that outside zone. Epinesa essentially becomes, not a non-factor, and you get 5-on-5. You get a hat on a hat. Deon Walker gets displaced and washed down. Lindstrom, 63, climbs to wrap. Ed Oliver comes close here on Jake Matthews, number 70, and I think Oliver wanted a flag on this after, but Matthews kind of gave him that little slingshot to get in front of him and change that angle a little bit. Yeah, this angle, as you have highlighted here, really shows Bishop. Again, in that single high, you're coming down, trying to banana out a little bit, but he breaks down and kind of gets caught in no man's land. And then Jamarcus Ingram can't get off his block, and Bijan's just able to get up the sideline and out. And again, just bad fits, the math getting changed, guys not getting off their blocks, just frustrating things that we've seen for the first 6 weeks of the season for the Bills defense.
Everyone knows they're going to be in a 4-3 or a nickel over defense. And so then they have their game plan and script for those plays, and they're hitting big runs early. And then the Bills come up with some ideas to tweak it, but it's rarely, hey, let's change the defensive structure. Instead, you see little things like that. And don't get me wrong, it worked. But those are just Band-Aids, in my opinion. Because, again, you're not really maximizing your linebackers if they are undersized or not stack and shed guys. They're more of play from the shoulders up type guys. By putting them on the line of scrimmage, aside for Dorian, I think Dorian has enough size and length to do it. Yep. But putting Bernard in that A gap, I didn't like that. It's not his game. And I don't think it's the best strategy to have, especially if we're talking long-term. To me, that's a Band-Aid.